the second occasion.
Anyway, nicely done. Now, my big question is how good will the boy, you don't even have to name him these days, but Harley Reid, how good will he be when he gets fit? And that, of course, is a very facetious crack at the criticism he copped recently for not being at AFL standard after 9 games of footy. Well, I want to bring him up because we need to. I thought the whole West Coast team, and we'll pay credit to them in a moment, were outstanding. But I love hearing former champions, you two, talk about current champions. This here, look at the pace. Running and bouncing is difficult. Christian Petrarca's not slow. He ran away from him and finished. Like everyone, I just wanted to throw it over to you boys.
Is that better than McGuan's centre bounce goal?
No.
Yes.
No, but it's pretty good.
Yes, I'll say.
He's putting a 7 bounce.
Look at this.
Please.
1.
This is how good's this? He's got that and that little look away
7
too.
bounces.
Yeah, I know.
The same distance they went. He took 7 bounces.
And he ran around a few more as well. And he wasn't running quite as fast.
Anyway, Mickey would love the fact that we're talking about him. Well, look at these comparisons. This is where he's going, isn't it? I mean, this is what the sort of territory that he's currently occupying with one of the all-time greats of all time. So all we can talk about is what he's done up until now, and they stack up more than favourably.
I think you look at it, comparable to obviously the current day players, Dustin Martin and Chris Judd's been thrown up as well, but he's more like a young Michael Voss before Vossi broke his leg, just because he's got the aerial ability, he's got the natural speed and power, he's got that penetrating kick, and obviously that ability to explode away from contests. So, and obviously, Martin's not an aerialist, is he? But Harley Reid's got that element to his game as well, Bucks.
To be 9 games into your career and to be able to handle oncoming traffic from guys that have been in the game for 10 years and have been elite at pressure or tackling or physicality and to not be phased at all. I mean, he stands them up, he looks around, he shows and goes, he runs through them, he don't argue. He's already broken 29 tackles in his 9 games, which is leading the league.
Amazing.
Like he has shown it's a confidence, it's nearly an arrogance, which a healthy arrogance, to take the game on against seasoned pros.
That ability to break tackles or to attempt to break tackles must show he has enormous confidence in his physical strength and ability.
Yeah, that's a scary thing. That's a scary thing.
Yeah.
I don't think he even understands. That's just what he's been doing his whole life. He did it under 10s, under 16s, under 18s last year, and he's doing it again now. And if he was playing state footy, he'd do it in state footy.
We spoke about Stephen Canillo showed some edits of him breaking through tackles, Tom Green breaking through tackles when GWS had that tsunami going. Dane Swan's the one for me, who had about 10 different ways to get out of a contest in a contested situation. This bloke's showing all that already.
And the whole footy club were outstanding. So they're taking on a Melbourne team who fancied themselves and they've been kicked around the West Coast Eagles. Waterman we'll talk about, but as you watch Waterman, and he's a story that needs to be celebrated because he's one of plenty who put their hand up. You got McGovern and Duggan and Kelly and Barras and Darling and Cripps and Ryan and Sheed went to Oliver. So all these great familiar names just came back and it was Melbourne, so I found it horrible to watch, but I could appreciate what they did. And coming into the game, you're thinking there's going to be one team who'll play modern, aggressive, up-to-the-minute footy. That is turnover footy, pressure the front half, and you thought the other would struggle, and that's exactly what happened. But the irony is it was the West Coast that played the modern. They thrashed, I know thrashing, we don't use it, they just thrashed Melbourne in every aspect of the game.
And obviously midfield powerhouse Melbourne are, and they got smashed in the midfield, so that's a big tick for the West Coast midfield.
Yeah, and if you're over 6'5", probably give Max Gawn a pass. You look it in the mirror at Melbourne over the weekend, and that's Brown, no marks, Petty, 1 mark. Stephen May had, his once every 8 weeks. Yeah, well, they've only given up 101 points 4 times, right? In the last 100... Sorry, they've given up 100 points 4 times, Melbourne, and in 3 of those, Jake Lever's not playing, including that one when he's off the ground in the first couple of minutes.